Okay. So good morning to all of you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Uh, Today we are going to take up the. Okay, we'll start with something else.
Ma'am.
What is this? What is this? Just a minute. Okay, wait a minute. First, I'll share the screen. Okay. Can you see this? Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
What is this?
Tiger.
Ma'am, a tiger.
Tiger. Tiger.
What kind of tiger? What kind of tiger? Happy, sad, very energetic, lazy, sleeping, running. What is it? What can you say about this tiger? Yes, Guri? This is a tiger which is living in the jungle, right? Tiger which is living in the jungle, very free, right? Isn't it? Is this tiger very free?
Ma'am.
Do you think the tiger is happy?
Yes, ma'am.
The tiger is happy. Why the tiger is happy?
Because it is free.
Yes. So freedom is always enjoyed by each and everyone, isn't it? You love to be free. What is happening in these days in this pandemic?
Everyone is packed at home.
Yes. We all have been caged in our house, right? We have been imprisoned in our own house. We are not going out, right? The next, what is this? What is this? What can you see here?
Tiger in cage.
Yes. A tiger is in the cage. What expression can you see on his face? Isn't that the expression of anger, frustration, helplessness? Can you see those expressions? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right? So today we are going to study A Tiger in the Zoo by George Leslie Norris. Okay? Okay? George Leslie Norris. Who was he? He was a Welsh, right? He was a Welsh poet who won many prizes for his poem and short story. He is one of the most important Welsh writer of the post-war period, and his literary works have won many prizes. And most of the poems that you will read of Norris, they are related to the animals, right? Because he would say that the life is not complete without the animals, right? Okay, so his poems were very beautiful. and he had won many prizes. Zaim Hayat, good morning. You have joined now. Okay. I don't know what is going on here. Yes, Vaibhavi, you want to ask something? So the poem starts. He stalks in his vivid stripes a few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. This is the first paragraph of the poem. You may not be having the book, so see here. What is stalks? What is the meaning of stalk? Stalk means following. Okay, following, moving. Stalks is following. You must have heard that she was stalked by a bad man. Stalk means following. Now here, the tiger, the poet says that the tiger that is confined in the zoo, how does he move? He moves lazily as if he is following someone. He is not so happy. Okay, he has been caged, and that is why he is not happy. Okay, and his vivid strips. Vivid is the bright colors. Okay, vivid means bright color, and stripes means, what are the stripes? Anyone? Stripes? The stripes on the body of the tiger. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Because I can't hear any answers. So, see, if you have messages as the answers, I'll have to read them again and again. Anish Kumar, you have raised a hand. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage. Why a few steps? Why a few steps? Can you answer me why a few steps? Because in the cage, the space is limited. Okay? And in the cage, he can take only few steps. He can't take many steps. Right? He can't go on roaming. So he is stalking in the few steps that he is taking in his cage. And then the two important lines, okay, on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. Okay, on pads of velvet. His feet, it is called the pads of velvet. They are so soft. Okay, you cannot hear the footsteps because his feet is very soft, just like velvet. Here it is velvet quite pads of velvet quite. Velvet is very soft cloth, right? And his feet is also as soft as velvet, right? So we cannot hear even the footsteps in his quiet rage because he is very angry. He has been caged, and that is why he is so angry. But he is controlling his anger by walking quietly in a few steps in the limited area that he is angry. He is angry because he has been caged, and that is why he is moving in the uh, cage. Okay. Sir. 51. 51. Okay. Right? Next. paragraph. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. Right? He should be lurking in shadow. What does lurking mean? You must have seen the animals. Yes, beta? Who wants
When remaining hidden.
remaining hidden? Lurking is remaining hidden. Right? You must have seen the animals. They hide behind the bushes, and as soon as they see their prey is the animal that they are going to catch. As soon as they see the prey, they just jump from the place where they are hiding. So the poet says that if the tiger were free, he should be. That means if he were free, he would have hid himself behind the long grasses. Okay, and sliding through the long grass. He should be hiding behind the bushes, behind the shadow, right? And behind the bushes, he would be sliding. Sliding is the movement of the tiger that has been told here. Okay, why sliding? Because he has to catch the animal. Here, the deer is mentioned. Okay, here he has to catch the poet says that the tiger has to catch the deer. He has to jump upon the prey, right? And if he has to jump, he has to slide. Slide means slowly. What happens when you come down the slide? Does it make any sound? Does it make any sound? Does it make any sound?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
It doesn't make any sound.
Sound.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who's waiting in the lobby? I can't see. That is difficult. Okay. Okay, here it is. Admit. Okay. Okay. They have been admitted. Okay. So he is waiting. He should have been if he were free. Right? As now he has been caged, he cannot run after the prey. He cannot run after the deer. If he would have been free, he would have waited for the prey, for the deer near the water hole. That means he is giving the place where he would easily catch the animals, right? Because near the water, all the animals come. You must have observed or you must have seen that the animals come to drink the water at a particular place. Water is not available everywhere in the jungle. So at a particular place, the where the water hole is there, the animals come and drink water. So he would be waiting there in the shadow of the long grasses, waiting, sliding behind the long grasses slowly, so that he can jump over the deer. Okay? Right? You're getting it? Next, he should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. Right? Snarling means the roaring sound. You must have seen the, not actually the sorry. Snarling is the sound that is made by the animals when they are trying to terrorize someone, not actually the roaring. Okay, roar is very loud, and snarling is not so loud. Okay, so he should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge. That means if he would have been free, he would have snarled around the houses at the jungle's edge. That means at the outskirts of the village. Okay, the people living in the village who were on the outskirts of the forest. Okay, and he would be terrorizing those people living in the village with his white fangs. Fangs is this teeth. Can you see this? Can you see this? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, these are called the fangs. Okay, these are the fangs, the teeth, and the claws. This is the claw. Okay, you can see this, the nails that he has in his claws. So if he would have been free, he would be terrorizing the people living on the outskirts of the village with his fangs and his claws. Right? Okay, any problem here? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
No. Right? But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stugging the length of his cage, ignoring the visitors. Right? Now, here the contrast is shown. The two paragraphs that the poet wrote, they were the assumptions what should have happened if the tiger would have been free. But now he is locked in a concrete cell. Concrete here is the cage that is made up of cement and all those things. Right? Okay, that is concrete. Cell is prison. Okay, cell is
Yes, ma'am.
prison.
Cage.
Cage. Okay, so here he is locked in a concrete cell. His strength behind bars. He is a very strong. He is in a very strong concrete cell, and when he is behind the bars, he cannot show his strength. Right? His strength behind bars. His strength cannot be shown because he is caged. Right? Okay. If he is let loose, what would happen? In the photo that you can see, if this tiger is let loose, he is going to attack these people. Isn't it? He is so strong that he can kill all of them. But his strength is behind bars. And he is stalking the length of his cage. See, you can see he's walking. He's stalking. He's moving. Okay? He's following. Ignoring visitors. Right? He cannot terrorize them. He cannot attack them. He cannot do anything to the people who are watching him. Right? So he cannot see anything. And that is why he is locked behind the cage and he is stalking. Okay? Um, He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. He hears to the last voice at night. The last voice that he hears at night is that of a patrolling car. You know what are patrolling cars?
Yes, ma'am.
Vigil.
Moving cars.
No, not moving.
On Vigil.
The guards, right? You must have seen the police moving in the city. That is called the patrol car, isn't it? The patrolling jeep of the police, isn't it? That is the patrolling cars. In the zoo, there are guards who look after the animals, and in the night, they move around to see whether all the animals are fine or not. Right? So, from behind the bars,
Yes, ma'am.
he is hearing the last voice of the patrolling cars, and when he sees them, He stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. He's watching the stars. Okay, as it is night, there are shining stars. Brilliant stars means shining stars. Okay, the stars are shining in the sky, and his eyes are also called shining, brilliant. They are shining. Okay, his eyes are also shining, and with his shining eyes, he looks at the shining stars in the sky, but he is not watching them happily. He stares. This word is used. Can you see this?
Yes,
Stares.
ma'am.
That means he is not happy. Okay, he is not happy. He tries
Happy.
to. You can say he's trying to avoid. Remembering that he is behind the cage. He's trying to avoid. He's trying to distract himself from the pain that he is having. Okay, so he is trying to say that the tiger which is behind the cage, who is very sad, he has all the power. Okay, he has all the he has all the power to attack anyone. Okay, he has all the strength that he has. He is the most powerful animal, right? Tiger. But when he is behind the bars, his power is of no use, right? And then he tries to console himself. He tries to distract himself from the pain that he is going through, okay, by looking at the shining stars in the sky. So this is the apathy, this is the pain, this is the grief of the tiger which is behind the bars. So next time when you go to the zoo, you watch the tiger from a different perspective. Okay, don't look at him as an animal. Look at the tiger as an animal who is feeling the pain of being caged. Right? Okay. The word meanings. Stalks means follows. Can anyone of you read it?
Ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
read it.
Ma'am, stalks follow,
Yes,
vivid bright colored,
yes,
pats paws of tiger,
yes.
raise anger,
Hmm.
lurking to be hidden as to wait for your prey,
Yes,
snarling, warning sound made by animals,
okay.
wearing uncovered,
Hmm.
fangs, sharp tooth of animals, concrete, building made of bricks, cement, sand and water, patrolling to guard or to vigil.
Okay, good. Any problem?
No, ma'am.
Come to literary device. The rhyme scheme used here is A, B, C, B. Okay. Personification. You must have seen for tiger he has used he. The poet has used he for the tiger. You must have learned that for animals it is used. Right? Okay. For animal it is used. But here he is used. Right? So the tiger has been personified. Okay. Metaphor. I told you this. Tiger's paws are compared with velvet, that is pads of velvet, as soft as velvet. Right? So it is a metaphor that is used. Okay? Imagery. Imagery is creating an image in the mind. It can be any kind of image. Okay? It can be a visual image. It can be an oral image. Oral means when you hear something. If you hear that, if you read that word, what kind of image that you have in your mind, that is imagery. Okay, so here imagery, the poet tries to create an image about the tiger. He stalks in his vivid strips the few steps of his cage. You can imagine the vivid stripes of the tiger, that is visual. Okay, you can see that stripes on the body of the tiger, and then you can see the movement, the few steps that he is taking in his cage, right? The other imagery is the poet has tries to create an image of tiger's activities lurking in shadow. Okay, right? Next is alliteration. Alliteration, you are aware with it. The sound use of sound P at the start of two words, plum pass, the B at behind bars, and H at he hears. Okay? Oxymoron. Is oxymoron new to you? Oxymoron, have you read earlier? No. Oxymoron, have you heard earlier? Have you
Ma'am.
heard oxymoron? Yes or no? Give me the answer.
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
No. Oxymoron is when two opposite words are kept side to side, right? They are used together. Two opposite meaning words are used together, that is oxymoron. If I say horribly beautiful, what is it? Horrible means it is negative,
Yes.
isn't it? Horrible is negative meaning. Apathetic, pathetic. Okay. And if I say beautiful, beautiful means very beautiful, right?
Adjective.
So horribly beautiful. Two opposite adjectives are used together. Okay. Two words having opposite meaning are put besides each other. That is oxymoron. Okay. First is he should be lurking in shadow. Lurking means hiding, right? And shadow is visible. So there are two different things. Okay, right? Onomatopoeia. Have you heard about this figure of speech? Reply yes or no. Yes or no? Onomatopoeia. Have you heard about this? No.
No, ma'am.
Onomatopoeia are the words which are used to denote the sounds. Okay, these sounds. Suppose I say how the river is moving over the pebbles, over the hill. Can you hear the sound of the river? Can you hear the sound of the river if you go there? How will you say the sound is? The babbling sound, isn't it? Okay. The roaring sound of the river. The words which tell you about these sounds, they are called onomatopoeia. Here snarling is used. Okay, snarling is used which tells you about the noise that the tiger is making. Okay, it will give you a image how the word is denoting the sound, right? Okay, so the words denoting sound is called onomatopoeia. Okay, clear? Now see, there are two different stages where the poet takes you. The second and third paragraph tells you how the tiger should be if he would have been free, right? And the next two paragraph tells you how he feels when he is in the cage, right? So it has been compared here. The cage, he walks few steps of his cage, he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength is behind bars, and Sorry, it has been swapped. Okay, I'll change it. He is ignoring visitors. Ignoring visitors will be here, and terrorizing the village will be here. Okay, I don't know how I did it. Okay, in the wild, he is like a shadow behind the long grasses, snarling around the houses, bearing his white fangs, his claws, and terrorizing the village. This is his activities. Now see how the repetition has been used. Okay, of on velvet, on paths of velvet, quite in his quite rich. Which word is repeated?
Ma'am, quite.
Quiet. Okay. Second is and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars.
Ma'am, brilliant.
Brilliant.
Okay. These words are repeated. Right? Now, see, repetition, I have also told you earlier why the repetition is used. Repetition is used to create an impact, emphasizing something, right? Emphasizing is giving importance. Okay? So, to emphasize, to pressurize certain ideas, repetition is used. Okay? So, what is emphasizing here? In the first one is quiet. Quiet with velvet pads describe that tiger has to walk in a limited area. He is walking very slowly without making any noise. Right? Okay. Because he cannot run as he would have done had it been in the forest. Whereas in the second one, the second quiet ray shows the hidden anger inside him, which has grown stronger because of his confinement in the cage. Confinement is imprisonment. Okay? Confinement means imprisonment. So he has been caged, and that is why his anger is there, but he cannot show his anger. So his anger is quiet. Rage means anger. Anger is quiet. So velvet is quiet. His pads, his feet, they are quiet. They don't make any noise. And his anger is also quiet because he cannot express it. He is caged. Right? The next, in the second one, is brilliant. The brilliant in the first line means the twinkling bright stars, and the brilliant word used in the tiger's eyes show the sadness of the tiger who would have led a free and fearless life if it were in the jungle. Right? He has brilliant eyes, and he is looking at the brilliant stars, the shining stars, and the shining eyes, but his eyes show his sadness. I told you this. Okay? Right? Now you ask me if you have any problem. If you have any problem, you can ask. Are you clear with it? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear with it? Okay? Any problem?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay, now we are here. Yes, tell me. Arushi? Arushi, any problem? Did you understand the poem? No problem, Dipanshu? Good. Dipanshu has replied, no. He doesn't have any problem. Others? Do you have a class now?
Yes, ma'am. At 12, 10.
Okay. So we will stop here.